From architecture to painting and sculpture, literature to live music and theater, Radio 111 presents Bonnie G and Brian Mendoza with The Desert Scene, your connection to culture and entertainment in the desert cities. Here's Bonnie and Brian.
Hey everybody, we have a special guest on today. We call him the Desert Hot Springs Spider-Man, and an elusive figure in our in our local community, particularly in Desert Hot Springs, who has been walking around as Spider-Man, and he's been walking around having being the local hero that we all need, the social media celebrity in Desert Hot Springs. Everybody's talking about him, taking photos of him, video and all that. He's just everywhere on social media on our at Desert Hot Springs various pages, and you see him. Maybe if you drive around, you might see him.
We
sometime.
need that right now.
We really do. So I wanted to bring on Spider-Man. Hey, Spider-Man, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good, Brian.
I'm glad to hear. And I was gonna say, oh my God. Okay, I do gotta ask you. You know, when was the first time when you started dressing up as Spider-Man in Desert Hot Springs and walking around? Like, when was your first time just being out in your costume? Like, give us a timetable of that.
Well, Brian, I used to start being Spider-Man since I was like 5 years old.
Oh, okay. Like, when was it around the time that, like, I was gonna say that, what made you want to dress up as Spider-Man around 5 years old, actually? Let me get to that first. Why at 5? What made you inspired about Spider-Man?
When the first movie of Spider-Man came out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, so for those of you who don't know, the Tobey Maguire movie from 2002 was like a big monumental hit, was beloved by various people, got good reviews. But I wanted to ask you, what did you love about the 2002 Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie when you were 5 years old? And then tell us how you feel about those movies growing up now, because those movies, in my opinion, they improve when you get older. I think so. I don't know.
Well, everything for Tobey Maguire that was for Spider-Man, well, when he was Spider-Man in the movie Tobey Maguire, he always fought the Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm. So you basically like the whole like idea of him like being like this, like, I was gonna say, like, I've always thought Spider-Man was pretty cool because of the fact that like he was this guy that he was a very fragile, very like vulnerable person, and he fights these villains who are like super I'm gonna just be honest, toxic, horrible people, and he's able to be successful in fighting them back. And I wanted to ask you, what do you think about Spider-Man as a cultural icon for like men and just in general as a person for people to look up to? What do you find admirable about Spider-Man?
Well, for Tobey Maguire, when people went to go see Spider-Man and they wanted to look up to a real hero in real life, but almost in the movie.
Okay, I see. And I wanted to ask you about your costume. It is inspired by Tobey Maguire, am I correct?
Yes, you're right, actually.
And how many... go ahead, I'm sorry.
The suit is like a prototype from the actual movie. It's a prototype. It doesn't, like, feel like it's leather, but it's like a spandex.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, so in the movie that they use leather, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, for the webs on the suit was leather webs that they designed for the suit in case something would happen to the suit in the movie.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess it makes sense because you have all these action scenes that are always happening, so I guess it makes sense to have like a really powerful material, because like when I watch Power Rangers, you can tell like on that stuff they wore spandex, and you can tell those costumes were very fragile versus the costumes in Spider-Man. They were very like strong and very well fitted and all that. And I wanted to ask you, do you have another... I know that in our conversations, because me and Spider-Man have had some conversations, and I want to have our audience get to know, but remind me, what are the other costumes you have for Spider-Man? Because you have other costumes, not just the one. Am I correct?
He had multiple spider suits in every Spider-Man movie, cartoon, and like he had a a black symbiote spider suit.
Oh no, I meant you, like you personally with your costumes. Sorry, I was totally meant to say your costumes, not the for you. Do you have one that is commonly seen, but did you have other ones? If I'm not mistaken, other forms of the suit.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, the other costumes besides Spider-Man was the Ghost Rider.
Oh, okay, I see. Ghost Rider and all that. Oh, that one's more obscure. That's a more obscure comic book. But I wanted to ask you, so during 2020, you were starting to walk around as Spider-Man. I started to notice you walking around Spider-Man, and I wanted to ask you, how come? How come you finally got the inspiration to just walk around town? So tell us what the reason was at that time.
To make me feel good about walking around and Desert Hot Springs as Spider-Man. It made me feel good that people can look up to their true hero in real life with others.
Oh, I see. So it's one of those things where, like, if I'm not mistaken, where you're saying that, like, it feels good to walk around because I think that's valid to, like, want to feel good in your own skin and dress up and all that. But I wanted to ask you too, is like, you were also saying, like, you were happy about how people were reacting towards you, like how people
Yes.
You've had mostly positive interactions, am I correct?
Yes, that is correct. And every time when I'm in the spider suit, kids see me, they shout my name, they tell me what they think of my suit. When a kid would come up to me, he goes, "Where did you get your suit from?" Or, "How did you put this together?" And when I'm wearing the suit around Desert Hot Springs, sometimes people would tell me, "Are you hot in that suit, actually? Like, are you okay wearing it in the heat almost all the time?"
Oh, okay. Well, like, I was going to say, like, that is a valid question. I'm not going to lie. Like, that is a valid question.
Sure.
That suit is hot. I mean, do you actually get hot, or is it kind of like your comfort level in the suit? How do I put it this way? Like, does the reaction sort of overpower how hot that suit is during the summer?
Well, when I'm wearing the suit of all times, I have 2 water bottles and a Spider-Man backpack that I carry around for my suit as well.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, I remember there was one time I saw you with a backpack. I was like, school's over, Spider-Man. I was like, go ahead.
I have a question. Do you walk around as Spider-Man every day? How often do you do it?
Mostly when I walk around as Spider-Man, I do it on Tuesdays or Wednesdays.
Oh, that makes sense, because I think because there'd be some random, like, days like Tuesdays where I'm like, oh, he's walking around today. I wonder what's going on here.
And do you have a certain path that you walk? Do you always walk in the same area so people know that that's where you're going to be?
Yes. So every time when I go out as Spider-Man, I do have a path that I take. Actually, yes.
I wanted to ask you about, like, social media. Like, when you started to notice people starting to notice you in social media, do you ever feel uncomfortable when people take photos of you as you're walking around, or is it kind of like, well, I'm wearing the costume, if they don't take a photo of me, I'm more offended? I'm curious.
No, but when people take pictures of me, they actually put me on Facebook.
Okay, but does that make you feel comfortable? Are you okay with that?
Yes. I love to be famous on Facebook all the time, actually.
Honestly, I love that honest answer. I do.
Have you gotten any offers to, like, show up at kids' birthday parties or events as Spider-Man?
No, not yet, and I can't.
Oh yeah. I understand the reasons, because we've had a private conversation, so we won't get into those. But, like, I was gonna say that, I know that there is a parade. A parade coming up. And I wanted to ask you, I mean, by the time this is published, it'll be past, but how did it feel getting asked to do the parade, the Desert Hot Springs Christmas Parade? How did that happen? How did you get in the process of being a part of that?
Well, Brian, one day when it was Halloween on October 29th, the mayor saw me in my spider suit for the first time again. he took a picture with me, my mayor of Desert Hot Springs, and somehow a friend of mine got me to be in the parade for myself of being Spider-Man.
Okay, I see. Also, it's more of like, okay, I guess, but that does make sense. Like, you know, getting into a parade is not like a big like thing. Sometimes you just got to sign a few papers and all that. So I see that. And I think my final question would be, favorite Spider-Man movie. Favorite Spider-Man movie. I'm curious.
My favorite Spider-Man movie?
Favorite one?
Yeah, your favorite one.
I would say number 3.
Oh, number 3. Tobey Maguire, right?
Yes.
Why is it that your favorite?
Well, in Spider-Man 3, he finds out that he can find this symbiote to make him a black Spider-Man, that he feels good inside the suit for some time until it turns him very mad at people.
You know what? The thing is, though, like, what I like about that particular film is like the conflict, right? Like how it's not just about Spider-Man fighting villains, but fighting himself, you know? So it's one of those things where it's the inner conflict. I think that's what you were trying to say, right?
Yes. Like, when Spider-Man feels that he needs to take off the symbiote, a symbiote goes on to another host to survive, and the one that got the symbiote on him was called Eddie Brock Jr.
Oh yeah, the Venom character. For those of you who don't know, the Spider-Man 3 movie was at the time received with mixed reviews because of the fact that there were so many villains, and one of the parts that in it was Venom was not considered a great villain, but now the Venom character has now gotten his own movies with I always forget his name, but the Tom Hardy. Yeah, Tom Hardy. And then Venom is going to probably be in the Spider-Man, the Marvel Cinematic Spider-Man universe, you know, those movies. And
right, yeah.
So the fact is that even though Spider-Man 3, in my opinion, is not my favorite one, my favorite one's Spider-Man 2, because that one is brilliant, chef's kiss, well-written, beautiful love story in there. I think it has a beautiful love story. And
Mary Jane finds out for the first time who Spider-Man was.
Spoilers for a movie that's been around for 20 years. I'm just kidding. No, but it's true. It's been around for 20 years. Did you have something to say, Bonnie?
Well, I was just going to say, so if you're in the Desert Hot Springs area on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, what is there a time, or do you go out for certain time, a couple hours, or is there a time of day that they can see you?
Well, at like 1 o'clock, or not 1 o'clock, about like any time, yeah, around 8 to 11, 11 to 1, like those certain times.
Okay, well, so if anyone's in the Desert Hot Springs area on Tuesday and Wednesday in those times, keep your eye out for Spider-Man. Well, I think congratulations. It's a great thing to do. Puts a smile on people's faces, especially little kids.
You know, and I wanted to say thank you so much for being on the show. And again, you know, when you're driving out Desert Hot Springs on a Tuesday, keep an eye out for Spider-Man. Thank you so much.
I have a question.
Yes.
How long have you guys been fans of me?
Oh, I've been a fan of your work since last year, and Bonnie's barely found out about your work.
I just found out, but congratulations. I think it's great.
Okay. And we wanted to say again, thank you so much for being on our show. But hey, drive around Desert Hot Springs.
Gotta go. Check them out.
We gotta go.
Spider-Man, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.